Good morning. So I want to talk about the term unplanned pregnancy. What is an unplanned pregnancy? Did you know that there's 52% of pregnancies are unplanned? What does that mean even, if you think about it? And how did that term even come to be in our culture? When two people are having sexual relationships, the consequences of that can always be a pregnancy. It's not unplanned. Part of sexual relationships, the consequence of sexual relationships is a pregnancy. So no baby is a surprise. No baby is truly unplanned or a mistake. It's a creation by God. God created us this way, that when a man and a woman have sexual relationships, often they will have a baby. Even contraceptives are not 100% foolproof. None of them are. And all of them can fail. And so I believe that unplanned pregnancy, and then with that, the term Planned Parenthood, are satanic terms to convince people that pregnancy is not a good thing. Babies are not a good thing. That if you have an unplanned pregnancy, then you can get rid of it because it wasn't planned. It wasn't wanted. That's another thing. If children children shouldn't be born if they're not wanted. All of these are a way to promote abortion, slaughtering of millions and millions of unborn babies in wombs. I remember when I got pregnant with my fourth baby, I was really, really sick. I was full of parasites. I didn't know it at the time, but I was. And it was pretty close. My third baby was still a baby, and I considered that baby a surprise, which I shouldn't. When I think back on it, it was stupid to even think of that, because my husband and I were intimate with each other, and that's a consequence of intimacy. And I remember being so sick with her because I was full of parasites, like I said. And one thought drifted through my mind when I was going to the bathroom one day, that I can see why women would want abortions. I am so sick and I'm just not ready for this baby. And that baby has grown up to be my best friend. She's going to be having her third baby soon. She's been only a blessing in my life. And so even the fact that I would have that thought, women, is so satanic. It's not from God. The Planned Parenthood, the unplanned pregnancy, oops, it was a surprise, it was a mistake. No. If you're having sexual relationships with your husband, every baby that God gives you is a gift and a blessing from Him. I can speak with my 4 children. They are the biggest blessings. I feel like I was lied to, because on our honeymoon, before marriage, we used birth control. That's a thing to do. You're supposed to use birth control. God forbid that you have a baby on your honeymoon, And I feel like I was gypped out of a baby. I could have had another baby, because once I hit 30, soon after I had my fourth, I was so ill that we never did anything permanent. We didn't use much birth control. I think I had a couple miscarriages, but my body could no longer carry a baby because of my brain tumor. I didn't know it at that time. So even I remember after I got my brain tumor out at 45 years old, I asked the doctor, "Oh, could I still have babies?" He said, "Sure you can." But it pushed me into menopause because it had hurt my pituitary so badly. So I was never able to have another baby. But I just, let's stop with the lies in the Christian community. Let's stop using unplanned pregnancy if you're being intimate with your husband, because every baby is an amazing gift. My 4 children are the most amazing gifts in my life. They're huge blessings, and they're the gifts that keep on giving. They're having grandbabies now. My oldest daughter, who is infertile for 7.5 years, is now she's 17 weeks pregnant with her first baby. And they did nothing to, they didn't have IVF or anything. They never felt comfortable with that. But Lord just opened her womb, and I prayed for that baby for 7.5 years. And the day that they came and told us, it was like so shocking. I cried for a week. I remember that night just weeping because I just wanted to tell my mom My mom, even on her deathbed, looked at her and said, "Are you pregnant?" She had been praying for that baby for 7.5 years too, and she wanted Alyssa to be able to have a baby. And now she's pregnant, and God's so good. And the women who are infertile grieve, and I know that grief is like grieving with my daughter, grieve not being able to have a baby because they were created to have a baby. Our wombs and our ovaries, our breasts, our periods all show us that we were indeed created to have children. This is God's will. And all birth control pills can cause abortions. IUD, they all have side effects. Even the condoms have something on them that's a chemical that could cause cervical cancer in women. So there's nothing safe except for natural family planning, which I don't have much of a problem with if people want to space their babies out a little bit, but not to completely prevent them, which I don't think is good. But anyway, let's keep all of our thoughts, our words, biblical, and promote a culture of life instead of a culture of death, a culture that loves children and wants children, values children, that mothers want to be home full time with their children. Our culture is so far from God's plans for women, Lord, for women. So let's just continue to speak the truth in love and speak, the lies that are going on in our culture, plant seeds of truth to whoever will listen, and pray that God will grow those seeds in those people's hearts so they will understand the truth of God's beautiful way and his creation and the beauty of having children and raising children with the man of your youth, the husband of your youth, like I've been blessed to do. So anyway, I just had this on my heart, and I know Unplanned, that movie's coming out this weekend, and her story is quite remarkable. And go if you can, but just speak truth to women, show them by having children what a joy they are. Yeah, it's hard, it's weary, it's tiring, but we're called to live self-sacrificially, but the blessings are abundant, completely abundant living for the Lord. Have a good day. Bye-bye.